You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
Well, guys, one of the things I respected about Charles Barkley when he was playing in the NBA, he gave it to you straight. 1993, Charles Barkley said, "I'm not a role model. Parents should be role models." And he's right. Now, here we are in 2025, guys, and one of the biggest topics out there in sports for the past 3 years has been the transgender invasion of women's sports. I did a video last week about Nike. They are funding a study on transitioning children. It sounds demonic. It seems absolutely disgusting, and I don't like it one bit. And apparently Nike is silent still. They're not saying anything. Now, Charles Barkley was on with Dan Dochich from Outkick, and the subject came up about trans athletes in female sports. And Charles Barkley says, nah, he's not a fan of that. And he said that if you do believe that men should be in women's sports, he says, you're an idiot or something like that. We'll get to the clip, okay? We will get to the clip. Might as well just go ahead and get into it now, guys. Right over here, men should not play sports against women. If anybody thinks that, I think they're stupid. NBA Hall of Famer Charles Barkley made his stance on transgender athletes crystal clear. Yeah. And while I was about to shoot this video, this popped up too as well. Look over here, guys, because everyone knows that Around the Horn, the woke sports show, is getting taken off the air on ESPN. And they're actually going to be bringing back Jemele Hill for the final episode. But this is the kind of propaganda that was being pushed on the show. Listen to this.
Well, listen, being on this show has been a privilege and a platform, and I know it's my last time on it, and I want to say something worthy of that privilege and platform, and that is this, that trans kids deserve to play sports. Think about what you remember from your time playing sports. Like 99% of it is finding that jersey for the first time, your favorite number, community, joy, those high fives. It's that moment when you have a great play with a teammate. It's the feeling of belonging, and it does not know gender. And trans kids deserve that the same as everybody else does. And Tony, this space has, on Around the Horn, it's been about diversity and inclusion and lifting up new voices, because sports is joy and sports is humanity. And the more people who have that, the better. And Tony, I love you. So thanks for having me back on.
Yeah, I'm glad that this trashy show is being removed from the air in a few weeks. That is the kind of stuff they were pushing on ESPN. Now, Charles Barkley had this to say. Let's go ahead and listen into this clip, guys. Here we go.
Hey, did you see this? I don't know if you saw this. Nike's been really good to me. Nike would take me on trips. I made some money. But they're helping fund. I'm curious your thoughts on this. They're helping fund a gender. This is a gender affirming care study on young boys, with the goal is impairing boys to be able to come down to participate against women. Have you seen this thing?
I have not, but I'm gonna make this very simple for you, Dan. Men should not play sports against women. I'm not going to get into all the bullshit that's going on out here in the world today. It's interesting. I always sit back and look at the stuff. And let me tell you something. I love gay people. I love transgender people. I'm against any form of discrimination, period. Because you can't say, if you are against, I love my gay friends and I love my transgender friends. But I'm not going to get into all this stuff that's going around. Men should not play sports against women. If anybody think that, I think they're stupid. I'm not, like I say, I support the gay community 100%. I support the transgender community 100%. But I do not, under any circumstances, under zero, think that men should play sports against women. And if anybody have a problem with that, they're gonna have to get over it because I'm not gonna change I'm not gonna change. I just think it's wrong. Period.
I think that Barkley's going to end up being public enemy number one. For one thing, if you go against the trans ideology just 1%, now Barkley says he's supporting them 100%. No, let's just say 99% Charles Barkley. But that 1% of not allowing them to participate in female sports if you're actually born a male, yeah, they're going to call you a bigot.
I'm with you. I couldn't. You said it perfectly. If somebody doesn't like it, get over it. I always say this: there's 350 million people in this country. We're going to have different opinions on shit, right? I mean, if you don't like my opinion, get over it.
And that doesn't see. I'm not one of these people. If people disagree with me, I'm good with that. Hey, we disagree. Yeah. I'm not mad at you. I don't hate you. I'm not going to call you names because that's just silly and stupid. But I'm never going to think it's all right for men to play sports against women. And I don't even think that's controversial. That's the thing that's funny. Like some of this stuff, like when you see these debates on television, I'm like, yeah, men shouldn't play sports against women. I'm done. I don't want to hear you try to explain it to me. No, I don't want to hear it. I'm not going to argue with you. Men shouldn't play sports against women. I'm done. Don't try to tell me this or this or this, period.
I always say there is some shit you should argue about, but that ain't one of them.
Dan, I love that answer. There's a lot of shit we can argue over. That ain't one of them.
Yeah.
This does piss me off. And I you mentioned it earlier, guys playing against women's sports, but this drives me batshit crazy. Adults getting these surgeries for their little kids to transition when they're like 8, 10 years old. Charles, that makes me batshit. Don't fuck with kids, Charles. That's my thing. Don't fuck with kids in all this transgender transitioning stuff. If you're an adult and you do it, cool. Great. But why do we fuck with kids?
Yeah, that's a really good point. Like I say, I support the gay community and the transgender community a great deal. You can be who you want to be. But I don't even think anybody knows who they are as a young kid. I don't think anybody knows. So I think we have to be very careful because, you don't want to put kids in a disadvantageous situation because, hey, when you get older, you can make your own decision. But I think we have to be very careful screwing around with kids, because, they're not fully developed as a person.
Yeah.
And hey, if you want to transgender when you get older, God bless you and do your own thing. But when you're a young kid, first of all, listen, as an adult, we really don't pay half the shit our kids say any attention. Not even on the transgender thing. Like most adults were like, yeah, my kids are pain in the ass. I'm not even paying them any attention. So you have to be very careful with that.
Yeah, so that's Charles Barkley right there, man. And when I was a kid, man, in the 1980s, nobody had ever heard of a transgender kid. No one. No one had actually heard of a man identifying as a woman and playing in women's sports. That's stuff that just didn't happen. Not in the 80s, not in the 90s, not in the 2000s, not in the 2010s. All this started really in the 2020s when wokeness went off the rails. And folks, this is really more of a 90-10 issue. Only the fringe of the left really want these males in female sports. But the Democratic Party, they're almost unanimous in allowing males in the female sports. I mean, they've lost their way, man. They have just lost their way. But gonna leave right there, guys. That's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and white sports fans, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. And we'll catch you next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.